Welcome back to Grump's Barn, where today we should be getting on with hopefully the final part of sorting out this deck. Now, as you can see, you just get around here, it is now all primered up, and I'm just about to give a first coat of black. This will be using the chassis black that I use for the Land Rovers. The good, fairly hard wearing paint, hopefully. It's going to need to be underneath there. So yeah, I should be getting on with that. Oh, and quickly before I do, one little thing. Oh, the gentleman whose name I can't bloody remember now, but he's got an icon of an orangutan. He made the comment about stick petrol over it and set fire to it, and I was talking about in the last video. Yeah, I don't take any offence at all of that. I thought it was funny. It was just that did lead me on to thinking about the other things, because I have seen on various other comment things on people's videos where some people say, oh, why are you bothering to fix that? You know, let's buy a new one. You know, that sort of crap. Yeah, that was all it was. No, I didn't take any offence whatsoever. I thought it was funny. But anyhow, let's get on with this. I'm going to get the paint out and give this lot a coat of black. Well, there we go. Got a first coat. Both sides. That will do for now. I shall leave that till tomorrow to harden off before giving it a second coat. There's teeny bits here and there that have been missed slightly, but it doesn't matter. Second coat will get all that. But that'll do with that. I've got some bearings to sort out. Now, time to get these bearings packed. Now the easiest way to do this is to get a small flat screwdriver just underneath this cover here and lever it up gently. And this is not a small enough screwdriver, I don't think. There we go. That's now lifted off. You just pull it off. You have to do it gently because you don't want to knacker this cover, because it's got to go back on again. Here's your cover. It's just got a couple of rubber head sealing edges on it to try and keep the grease into here. And as you can see in there, there's not a lot of grease. Now you take a glob of grease, smear it down in there. Put it in gently at first, and then just rub it in with your fingers right down around those balls. Go around doing that all the way around it, pushing it in. Don't worry about any that gets on the edge. You can just wipe that off with your finger and put it in somewhere else. Obviously make sure the top here is clean before you do this, or all you're going to do is be pushing a load of crap into your grease. I should have said that beforehand, but there you go. There we go. Get the excess off that. Putting that back in the tin. We'll use that in a minute on the next one. When I'm pushing with my finger, I'm pushing the grease down as much as I can between these balls. And give it a quick twiddle round. And get that grease right down in there. That grease has gone right in. We get a little bit more now. There was bugger all in these. I'm just trying to get as much grease as possible in there without obviously going stupid and having it all squirting out everywhere. Just pushing it down around the balls. And you won't hear me saying that very often. That should do it. Nice and clean my hand up. I'll put the cover back on. Right, there we go. That cover's nice and clean anyway. Just put it back down where it came from. And just press it down so it clicks into place. Press it all the way around. There we go. Then run your finger around it to make sure it's fully pressed in. And then clean the grease off your finger. That now is a lot better. Now I've done that one. Last bit of grease off there, it's fallen off the side. Won't use that, it's all grubby. Now comes to the more difficult end. Now this end, if you look in there, you'll see there is a circlip. That has to come out. I'm using circlip pliers. If you haven't got any circlip pliers, you'll just have to lever it out with a couple of screwdrivers, and believe you me, it'll be a pain in the arse. I'm not going to show you doing that because I can't do that with one hand. So there's the circlip pliers. Get those in the holes there, pull them out and lift it up. And when you're lifting it up, you might find a good idea to get a little screwdriver underneath the bit you're trying to lift up to make sure it doesn't just ping straight back down again where it came from, because that happens all the time. Right, I'm going to try and get that off now. There we go, circlip is now off. A bit of buggering about with a little pair of circlip pliers, because the bigger decent ones I've got would have opened it up fully and held it there so I can get it out very easily. I can't find the small ends for just big ones that don't fit in the holes. Really useful. But now what I've got to do is get this metal cover out of here. It's just a case of turning it up the other way and shaking it. Maybe. Might have to give it a few taps so I can loosen it up. It's just sitting there. Actually, there's a teeny bit of rust in there. I don't even see that. So I'm going to get some emery paper and give that a little clean up and chuck a bit of lubrication on it. And then tap it out because it's just sticking on that very slightly instead of just falling out. Well, there we go. After carefully cleaning crap off of here, I actually used a bit of Scotch-Brite in the end. Yeah, clean that and a bit of WD just to lubricate the Scotch-Brite and help the rust get off there. It was a bit sticky. I had to clean it out a bit more inside here as well because there was a teeny bit of crap in there stopping this from coming out. They're always a bugger to get out, but they do come out. Gentle tapping. Turn it up this way and bang it down onto gently and evenly onto a bit of wood or something with a hole so that this doesn't contact anything. Because all you're trying to do is just shock this off, this ring off its seat in there. It just sits flat and then is held in place by the excuse me, by the circlip. Now what I've got to do is get the screwdriver down in there and prise this black cover out so I can get to the bearings. And again we find the bearings are pretty dry, not a lot in there at all. Pretty clean in there, nothing else has got in there, there's no rust or anything. just severely lacking in grease. So I shall do exactly what I did on the other side. Squeeze a load in there, spin it round a bit, squeeze some more in there, and then put the cover back on. That's it, all done. That sounds and feels a hell of a lot better now. All I've got to do, put this back on. Press it down to where it came from. Can't do it with one hand, it's catching. The circlip's now back on. When you've put a circlip back on, especially with something like this, get something like a screwdriver or whatever, flat blade screwdriver, push down all the way around on that circlip to make sure it clips fully home. If it's not, you'll hear it clonk into place. I've already done this one, so that was just to show you. Right, so that is now fully done, and I can now put the pulley back on top of it. Not forgetting that when you put the pulley on, you need to put the woodruff key back in place. There's your key, don't forget that, because without that key this pulley won't get driven, because the key sits in here and sits in a slot on here, well, on the other side of this, and it drives it. There we go, the key should be a nice tight fit into the hole. Some are a bit sloppy occasionally. If they are, just stick a teeny bit of grease on it to hold them in place so they don't fall out. Oh bloody hell. There you go, Scotch mist. Yeah, that wasn't there before. It's one of the joys of living in the middle of nowhere and only a few miles from the sea. The clouds often come down to say hello. And before you know it, you can't see your hand in front of your face. Right, now that's on there, all we got to do is line this up, line up the key with the keyway, and just slide it on. Again, I can't really do it one-handed because I can't see what I'm doing. Then it's just a case, once it's down there, I had to tap that gently with a rubber mallet because it was a very close fit. Bolt it up, and then you're done. Final job now is this tensioner wheel. Bearing in that was rough as hell. And because I need to clean this one up, it's obviously in a pretty bad way. I might even take the bearing out actually. It's just a case of getting circlip pliers on there, whipping that circlip out, and then this bearing can just be pushed out gently. It might even just fall out, I don't know, it depends how tight a fit it is. Well, that's the cover off from underneath the circlip, and dry as a bone in there. I shall whip the other cover off afterwards, and I'll put grease in both sides of this one because I can get to them both. But I don't think I need to take it out. I don't actually feel that bad, it feels very, very dry. So fingers crossed. There we are, circlips back in. All fully greased up both sides and feeling much, much nicer. Now picking up crap on the back of it, isn't it? Everything's sitting on there. Lovely! I shall put the fittings back into it. That sits there internally in it. And put it back ready to go on once this is fully painted. Just two more jobs left to do. We'll clean these bosses up, inside and out. They're in the right state. You're very mucky. And I've also got to sharpen those blades, but I won't be doing that till tomorrow, because that's when I'll be down here to do the final paint up on this. I'm going to leave it a day to make sure it's dried nicely. Although it feels nice and dry now, I'll let it harden off overnight. And tomorrow I can just come in and give it a second quick coat. Leave that for another day, because I don't want this paint coming off in 5 bloody minutes. So if I leave both coats to harden for a day, gives them far better chance of staying on there. Then once that's done, then I can get everything put back together again. Bugger it. I'm going to have to spend some money. These bosses are knackered. These here, there's supposed to be holes there, and both of them, they're both the same. They've got what's left of the pins in them that are supposed to drive the blades. They both snap right off. So that means the blades haven't been driven properly for a while, because they've been like that for a long time by the looks of them. And also the top of this one, where was it? Oh yeah, there it is. That edge there has been worn right down. Not supposed to be like that. If you look at this one, completely flat both sides. Again, both the pins are still stuck in there, or what's left of them. So yep, these are going to have to be replaced. They're only a tenner each, but never mind. It'd be a silly thing to put them back like that. They're just going to fall apart in no time, and then as I say, they're not spinning the blades properly either. Means I'm not getting as good a cut as I should get. And as it's a 2-hour bloody job cutting either one of the lawns here, I want something that does it properly. Might be able to do it a bit quicker then. That'd be nice. Right, that's it for now. Back tomorrow. There we go. That's the deck completely painted for the second time. I've also got the blades clean off. There was only a little bit of rust around the middle of here. I gave them a good old rub down and chucked some rust treatment over the top. Give them a fighting chance. I may well even chuck a bit of paint on the top of them just for the hell of it. Try and slow down any future corrosion. Right, and as I'm now waiting for those bosses to come, that's going to be it for now. Oh, and I don't know if you can see this or not. Look outside the door here, you'll see the weather has changed enormously. In fact, you can't see fuck all out there. We're back up amongst the clouds, which is, well, not that unusual around here, to be honest. But there you go, that's that done for now. All I should be doing before you see the next one is I'll chuck a little bit of paint over those blades. I will have to chuck them on a grinding wheel quickly to sharpen them up, because they're pretty blunt. Possibly balance them if they need it. I could even show that in the next one, I suppose. And it's just a case of bolting everything back together and putting it back on. Right, that'll do for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.